So this is the home feed, and along the top you can see an overview, boards, pins, tries, activity, followers and following. But today we're just going to look at boards. So these are my boards. I've got blog posts, blogging tips. Blogging tips has 6 sections. So I don't tend to use the sections all that much, but blogging tips is quite a good one because it keeps things super organized. And that's the board where I have the highest repin rate. And then we've got a few more of my own boards. The Instagram board is something that I'll talk to you about later in the course because that is an automation, a bit of a hack. And travel's huge. And these are all the group boards. So Stylish Travel Tips is my board. And then there's other group boards that I am a member of and can pin to. Immediately you can see that my boards, because they've got a cover board and they're uniform, when you scroll down, you can immediately see the difference between, you can see where my boards end and the group boards begin. And I quite like using board covers for that reason, as well as all the other reasons that I've mentioned in the lesson. And I should say also that I'm not really all that fussed about having loads and loads and loads of boards. I prefer to have fewer boards that are more meaningful to my niche and fill them up with quality pins rather than having a gazillion of them. Right, so let's create the board. So first of all, you've got to come up with a title. So I'm going to call this one Social Media Tips and Tricks. Social Media Tips and Tricks, because that is related to one of my keywords when I did my keyword research. This is secret. I don't want it to be secret, so I'm not going to tick that, but if you wanted to make a little secret board for whatever reason, then that's how you do it. And just hit create. So now Pinterest has done this jazziness where it's given you some ideas to fill up your board because there's no pins in it using the keyword that you used. So you can see it's pretty bang on the money. Social media manager, a pin about Instagram, another pin about Instagram, 3 pins about Instagram. But that will fill up with your own pins once you start pinning to it. So when you want to edit it, go to that little pen button. We've already got a title or a name for the board, and you can change this at any time whenever you want to. Just go into that pen editing thing. Okay, so for a description, we want it to be meaningful, kind of enticing, and just does what it says on the tin. So it should include your keywords, but not be robotic and kind of spammy. If you're used to writing meta descriptions for your blog posts, then it's basically the same thing. So I'm going to say social media tips and tricks for bloggers. Keen to learn more about Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, and more. I think I'll add in some more keywords. All my best tips and tricks, advice, as well as the best social media tips from around the web. That'll do. So what kind of board is it? Now, blogging tips, social media tips, all that sort of stuff doesn't really fit in here. There's no category that works perfectly. There's education, but a lot of the time homeschooling and things like that fall under there, and that's not where my audience is. So I tend to just use other. And then again, you've got the tab to make it secret, but you don't want to make it secret. This bit at the bottom is where you could invite collaborators to make it a group board, but I don't want this to be a group board just yet, or at all. And like I say, you can always go back into it. So if you go back to your home feed and click on boards so you can see your boards, it's the first one there. Et voila!